Down by the creek where the red mud is thick, I'm gathering clay with a stone and a stick. I am just dirt from the Cumberland ground, waiting for grace in the spinning around.
The water is muddy, the water is cold, but the hands of the Maker are ready to mold. He's working the earth with a sorrowful sigh to build up a vessel for the sweet by and by.
Oh, spin me and mold me, sweet Maker of mine. Turn this old dirt to a vessel divine.
The fire will be hot and the kiln will be deep, but the shepherd is keeping a watch on his sheep.
Break me and build me from out of the dust. I'm placing my soul in your holy trust.
Let the wheel keep a turning through the sorrow and pain, till the vessel is ready for the mountain rain.
My edges are rough and my spirit is cracked from the heavy hard burdens my shoulders have packed.
I have held on to anger, I have held on to pride, with nowhere to run and nowhere to hide.
Put your thumbs in the sorrow and smooth out the clay. Wash all the bitter old ashes away.
For I know that a cup that is broken and flawed can still hold the living sweet water of God.
Oh, spin me and mold me, sweet Maker of mine. Turn this old dirt to a vessel divine.
The fire will be hot and the kiln will be deep, but the shepherd is keeping a watch on his sheep.
Break me and build me from out of the dust. I'm placing my soul in your holy trust.
Let the wheel keep it turning through the sorrow and pain, till the vessel is ready for the mountain rain.
The vessel is broken but never destroyed, filled up with glory and filled up with joy.
Filled up with joy, never destroyed.
Oh, spin me and mold me, sweet Maker of mine. Turn this old dirt to a vessel divine.
The fire will be hot and the kiln will be deep, but the shepherd is keeping a watch on his sheep.
Break me and build me from out of the dust. I'm placing my soul in your holy trust.
Let the wheel keep a-turning through the sorrow and pain, till the vessel is ready for the mountain rain.
Out of the dust,
Your holy trust. I dug a heavy cavern in the side of Miller's Hill, when the summer dirt was yielding and the evening air was still. I lined the walls with timber and I packed the earthen floor, and I hung a rusted hinge upon the heavy oaken door. I filled it up with harvest for the coming of the snow, a quiet kind of waiting that the mountain people know. Take me down into the shadow of the root cellar deep, where the treasures of the valley and the heavy mercies sleep. The winter wind is howling and the frost is on the pane, but the Maker keeps a shelter from the bitter freezing rain. The surface might be barren and the heavy branches bare. Hallelujah for the bounty that is resting safely there. I took a glowing candle down the steep and narrow stair to fetch a jar of peaches in the cold and bitter air. The shells are standing steady in the darkness and the gloom, a promise of the springtime in the heavy earthen room. The dulcimer is humming like a seed beneath the snow, a melody of waking when the bitter tempest goes. Take me down into the shadow of the root cellar deep, where the treasures of the valley and the heavy mercies sleep. The winter wind is howling and the frost is on the pane, but the Maker keeps a shelter from the bitter freezing rain. The surface might be barren and the heavy branches bare. Hallelujah for the bounty that is resting safely there. Lock the heavy door, let the cruel winter howl. Hide away the harvest from the hungry mountain prowl. The hungry mountain prowl. Let the cruel winter howl. Oh, take me down into the shadow of the root cellar deep, where the treasures of the valley and the heavy mercies sleep. The winter wind is howling and the frost is on the pane, but the Maker keeps a shelter from the bitter freezing rain. The surface might be barren and the heavy branches bare. Hallelujah for the bounty that is resting safely there. heavy mercy sleep. I brought the cold and rusted iron to the blacksmith's open door. A bitter piece of metal lying on the dusty floor. The fire had gone to embers and the forge was getting cold. A story of a stubborn heart that mountain people told. Laid it on the heavy block of solid beaten steel and waited for the burning that the broken heart can feel. Oh, strike the heavy hammer on the solid iron anvil, break away the bitter dross and shape the stubborn will. The fire must burn hotter and the metal has to bend to make a holy instrument the master intends. The sparks are flying upward and the beating takes a toll. Hallelujah for the forging of the hard and heavy soul. He pumped the leather bellows till the coals were glowing red, remembering the mercy and the words the master said. He pulled the glowing metal from the center of the blaze, a painful kind of rescue in the heavy mountain haze. The dulcimer is ringing like the striking of the steel, a melody of shaping that the weary sinner feels. Oh, strike the heavy hammer on the solid iron anvil, break away the bitter dross and shake the stubborn will. The fire must burn hotter and the metal has to bend to make a holy instrument the master intends. The sparks are flying upward and the beating takes a toll. Hallelujah for the forging of the hard and heavy soul. Heat the iron, strike it true, plunge it in the cold, make the brittle broken metal into something bold. Into something bold, plunge it in the cold. Oh, strike the heavy hammer on the solid iron anvil, break away the bitter dross and shape the stubborn will. The fire must burn hotter and the metal has to bend to make a holy instrument the master intends. The sparks are flying upward and the beating takes a toll. Hallelujah for the forging of the hard and heavy soul. The solid iron anvil, the hard and heavy soul.
horses to the dead and weak. I heard the Spirit calling with a heavy groan, speaking to the marrow of the dry old bone. Low rattle and shake in the valley below. The Maker is moving and He's calling, you know. The sinews are attaching and the flesh is coming back. The Spirit is driving on a holy track. Hallelujah, they are standing on their feet again. An army of the righteous in the mountain rain, gonna march right up to the glory land door. And they ain't gonna sleep in the valley no more. The preacher stood up on a jagged ledge, staring right down at the precipice edge. He opened up the book and he started to shout, calling all the weary and the dead men out. You could hear the clicking and the clacking of the joints, gathering together at the holy points. The breath of the Almighty came rushing on in to wash away the sorrow and wash away the sin. Oh, rattle and shake in the valley below. The Maker is moving and He's calling, you know. The sinews are attaching and the flesh is coming back. The Spirit is driving on a holy track. Hallelujah, they are standing on their feet again. An army of the righteous in the mountain rain, gonna march right up to the glory land door. And they ain't gonna sleep in the valley no more. Prophesy to the breath, prophesy to the wind. Tell the old devil that he's never gonna win. Never gonna win. Prophesy to the oh, rattle and shake in the valley below. The Maker is moving and He's calling, you know. The sinews are attaching and the flesh is coming back. The Spirit is driving on a holy track. Hallelujah, they are standing on their feet again. An army of the righteous in the mountain rain, gonna march right up to the glory land door. And they ain't gonna sleep in the valley no cutting down the timber on the edge of Miller's Creek, trying to build a cabin when the winter wind was bleak. The logs were bowed and twisted, and the mud was running deep. A weary kind of labor for a mountain man to keep. I stacked the heavy branches, but the walls began to lean. The
plumb line right beside the crooked wall. Show the weary builder why the heavy timber falls. You cannot build a mansion on the shifting river sand. You need the solid granite and the maker's steady hand. The truth is cutting sharper than the heavy rusted saw. Hallelujah for the measure of the high and holy law. I took my father's level and I laid it on the stone. Realized I couldn't fix the ruin all alone. The foundation was sinking in the bitter, heavy clay, waiting for the tempest just to wash it all away. But the carpenter of heaven brought a perfect corner block and set my weary cabin on the everlasting rock. Oh, drop the iron plumb line right beside the crooked wall. Show the weary builder why the heavy timber falls. You cannot build a mansion on the shifting river sand. You need the solid granite and the maker's steady hand. The truth is cutting sharper than the heavy rusted saw. Hallelujah for the measure of the high and holy law. Measure the height, measure the depth, measure it straight and true. Tear down the bitter wickedness and build it all anew. Build it all anew. Measure it straight and true. Drop the iron plumb line right beside the crooked wall. Show the weary builder why the heavy timber falls. You cannot build a mansion on the shifting river sand. You need the solid granite and the maker's steady hand. The truth is cutting sharper than the heavy rusted saw. Hallelujah for the measure of the high and holy law. The iron plumb line, the high and holy law. I walked into the shadow of the deep and narrow holler, without a silver penny or a folded paper dollar. The night was closing heavy and the path was getting steep, a bitter kind of journey for a wandering soul to keep. I broke a heavy branch from off the dying twisted pine and waited for the maker's fire to make the darkness shine. Oh, light the pitch pine torch and hold it steady in the night. Drive away the bitter shadows with the holy burning light. The resin's catching fire and the smoke is rising high, a beacon of the mercy underneath the blackened sky. The wolves are staying back and all the wicked spirits flee. Hallelujah for the fire that the broken heart can see. is dripping heavy, and it burns a yellow flame, a testament of glory to the Master's holy name. The briars tear my clothing, and the gravel cuts my feet, but the fire brings a comfort that is heavy, warm, and sweet. The dulcimer is humming like the crackle of the wood, leading up to Zion where the holy city stood. Oh, like the pitch pine torch and hold it steady in the night. Drive away the bitter shadows with the holy burning light. The resin's catching fire and the smoke is rising high, a beacon of the mercy underneath the blackened sky. The wolves are staying back and all the wicked spirits flee. Hallelujah for the fire that the broken heart can see. Let it burn, let it blaze, let the holy embers fall. Walk the narrow pathway to the high and heavenly wall. The high and heavenly wall. Let the holy embers and hold it steady in the night. Drive away the bitter shadows with the holy burning light. The resin's catching fire and the smoke is rising high, a beacon of the mercy underneath the blackened sky. The wolves are staying back and all the wicked spirits flee. Hallelujah for the fire that the broken heart can see. Broken heart can see. Oh. Found an old and ragged quilt inside a cedar chest, a heavy patch of memories where the mountain shadows rest. The fabric was all faded and the edges started to fray, worn out from the labor of a bitter blinding day. But running right straight through the middle of the broken seam, I saw a thread of crimson like a holy waking dream. Oh, follow down the scarlet thread across the rugged quilt, washing out the heavy stain of sorrow and of guilt. It ties the broken pieces of the holler and the hill, bound up by the mercy of the Master's holy will. From the garden to the mountain where the heavy timber bled, hallelujah for the binding of the holy scarlet thread. I brought my own torn garment to the table in the room, woven with the trouble of the valley and the loom. I didn't have no silver and I didn't have no gold to pay the heavy ransom for the stories I had told. But the Maker took the needle and he pierced his holy hand, sewing up a mercy that I'll never understand. Oh, follow down the scarlet thread across the rugged quilt, washing out the heavy stain of sorrow and of guilt. It ties the broken pieces of the holler and the hill, bound up by the mercy of the Master's holy will. From the garden Master's holy will. From the garden to the mountain, where the heavy timber bled, hallelujah, for the binding of the holy scarlet thread.
I was lost out in the laurel when the sun went slipping down, 100 miles of timber from the nearest earthly town. The wind began to howling through the branches of the pine, and I couldn't find a marker and I couldn't find a sign. The frost was getting heavy and the night was turning black, and I thought this weary pilgrim wasn't ever coming back. But I looked up on the ridgeline through the freezing winter rain, and I saw a little flicker through a cabin window pane.
Oh, there's a lantern in the window and it's burning bright and clear. It's a chasing out the shadows and it's melting down the fear. It was lit by the Almighty for the wandering and the lost, a beacon of His mercy that was paid for at the cross.
Let the mountain wind blow bitter, let the valley waters rise. I'll keep walking toward the fire with the teardrops in my eyes. Hallelujah, I am weary, but I'm finally going home.
To the lantern in the window where the lost will never roam.
Now the oil inside the vessel is the Spirit's holy grace, and the flame is the reflection of the loving Maker's face.
My dear old praying mother, she is waiting by the door, with her Bible laying open on the hardwood cabin floor.
She has prayed for my returning since the day I went astray, and the Maker heard her crying and He lit the holy way. I can see the smoke arising from the chimney in the cold, and it's better than a pocket full of silver or of gold.
Oh, there's a lantern in the window and it's burning bright and clear. It's a chasing out the shadows and it's melting down the fear. It was lit by the Almighty for the wandering and the lost, a beacon of His mercy that was paid for at the cross.
Let the mountain wind blow bitter, let the valley waters rise.
I'll keep walking toward the fire with the teardrops in my eyes.
Hallelujah, I am weary, but I'm finally going home.
To the lantern in the window where the lost will never roam.
My boots are on the gravel, my hand is on the gate. The hour is drawing heavy and the night is getting late. The night is getting late. My hand is on the gate.
It's a chasing out the shadows, and it's melting down the fear.
It was lit by the Almighty
For the wandering and the lost, a beacon of His mercy that was paid for at the cross.
Let the mountain wind blow bitter,
Let the valley waters rise. I'll keep walking toward the fire with the teardrops in my eyes.
hallelujah, I am weary,
But I'm finally going home to the lantern in the window, where the lost will never roam.
I'm finally going home
To the lantern in the window. I pour the heavy cream into the belly of the churn, waiting for the winter time to freeze and slowly turn. The wooden dash was heavy and my arms were getting weak, a weary kind of labor by the frozen mountain creek. I pushed the handle up and down into the milky white and worked the bitter liquid in the shadows of the night. Oh, plunge the wooden dasher down into the heavy cream, wake the sleeping spirit from a cold and lazy dream. The churning takes a beating and the vessel takes a shake to gather up the butter for the weary sinner's sake. There ain't no sweet provision till the heavy waters roll. Hallelujah for the churning of the restless waiting soul. Waiting soul. The Maker knows the rhythm and He never stops the pace, working out the trouble in this quiet mountain place. The separation happens when the pressure gets too high, leaving all the buttermilk beneath the winter sky. The dulcimer is humming like the splashing of the wood, making up a richness where the empty vessel stood. Oh, plunge the wooden dasher down into the heavy cream, wake the sleeping spirit from a cold and lazy dream. The churning takes a beating and the vessel takes a shake to gather up the butter for the weary sinner's sake. There ain't no sweet provision till the heavy waters roll. Hallelujah for the churning of the restless waiting soul. Work it steady, push it down, let the butter bind, leave the thin and bitter tasting water far behind. The water far behind, let the butter bind. Down into the heavy cream, wake the sleeping spirit from a cold and lazy dream. The churning takes a beating and the vessel takes a shake to gather up the butter for the weary sinner's sake. soul. Waiting soul. The wooden butter churn, the restless waiting soul. Carried all my broken pieces down to Miller's Draw, where the oldest heavy blacksmith that the holler ever saw was stoking up the embers till they burned a cherry red, with the soot and bitter ashes falling down upon his head. I laid my twisted iron on the surface of the stone and asked the maker if he'd fix the weary and the lone. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. I heard the bellows groaning like a weary sinner's prayer, pulling down the mercy from the heavy mountain air. He pulled me from the furnace and he plunged me in the stream to wake my weary spirit from a dark and bitter dream. The dulcimer is singing through the heavy smoke and haze, a melody of turning from the dark and lonely ways. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. Put me in the fire, lay me on the block, beat me till I'm resting on the solid mountain rock. The solid mountain rock. Lay me on the block. Oh, strike the rusted anvil, let the heavy hammer fall. I'm listening for the echo of the high and holy call. The fire's gonna burn away the dross and bitter pride, with nowhere for the wickedness and heavy sin to hide. I'm yielding to the pressure and the ringing of the steel. Hallelujah for the shaping that the broken heart can feel. The rusted anvil,
I came upon a heavy gorge where the river runs so deep, and the mountain walls on either side are jagged, cold, and steep. The devil whispered in my ear, "You'll never cross this wide. You're gonna lay your weary bones upon this bitter side." But I looked into the freezing fog and saw a wooden span built across the great divide by a holy wounded hand. It wasn't made of iron and it wasn't made of stone, just the rough and splintered timber where the seeds of grace were sown. Oh, I'm walking on the bridge of the ancient heavy pine, where the mercy of the Maker and the mountain intertwine. The wind is howling bitter and the timbers start to creak, but the carpenter of Nazareth is watching out for the weak. Hallelujah, I am crossing to the bright and sunny shore, and I ain't gonna wander in the darkness anymore. The planks are stained with crimson from the pilgrims in the past, who trusted that the heavy wood was surely made to last. My boots are slipping on the frost, my hands are numb and cold, but I'm holding to the promises the ancient prophets told. Below me is the churning of the deep and angry wave, waiting for the wanderer who forgot the one who saves. But the wooden bridge is stronger than the power of the grave, and I'm stepping to the rhythm of the brave and the saved. Oh, I'm walking on the bridge of the ancient heavy pine, where the mercy of the Maker and the mountain intertwine. The wind is howling bitter and the timbers start to creak, but the carpenter of Nazareth is watching out for the weak. Hallelujah, I am crossing to the bright and sunny shore, and I ain't gonna wander in the darkness anymore. Don't look down into the shadow, keep your eyes upon the light. Walk exactly where he walked, through the middle of the night. Middle of the night. Eyes upon the light.
I have walked through the valley of weeping so long, with a heavy old heart and a sorrowful song. The sun doesn't shine in this holler so deep, and the rocks are too jagged for a pilgrim to sleep. I'm carrying grief in a sack on my back, just a stumbling along on a desolate track. But I heard a sweet voice in the dark of the pines saying, hold on, my child, for the morning is mine. Oh, the shadows are long and the briars are thick, but I'm leaning my weight on the shepherd's old stick. The valley of weeping is a bitter old place, but it's watered by mercy and watered by grace. I will walk through the dark, I will walk through the cold, till I step on the pavement of heavenly gold. Hallelujah, the weeping will last for the night, but the morning is bringing the beautiful light.
The water is bitter, the well has run dry, but there's rain coming down from the heavenly sky. My garments are torn by the thistle and thorn, and I'm tired of the world where the sinner was born. But the maker of valleys is the maker of hills, and he quietens the wind and the water he stills. So I'll wipe away tears from my weathered old face, and I'll trust in the steady, slow rhythm of grace. Though the shadows are long and the briars are thick, but I'm leaning my weight on the shepherd's old stick. The valley of weeping is a bitter old place, but it's watered by mercy and watered by grace. Till I step on the pavement of heavenly gold. Hallelujah, the weeping will last for the night, but the morning is bringing the beautiful light. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will praise the Almighty with every last breath. With every last breath,
I will praise the but I'm leaning my weight on the shepherd's old stick. The valley of weeping is a bitter old place, but it's watered by mercy and watered by grace. I will walk through the dark, I will walk through the cold, till I step on the pavement of heavenly gold. Hallelujah, the weeping will last for the night, but knotted cedar from the muddy river bend, a heavy and a broken branch that didn't have a friend. The bark was stripped and ruined by the rushing of the flood, covered up in river moss and heavy mountain mud. I took it to the master sitting on the cabin porch, waiting in the yellow light beside the heavy torch. Oh, scrape away the bitter bark with the whittler's holy knife, cut away the rotten wood to find the inner light. The blade is sharp and steady and the shavings fall away, shaping of an instrument to see the light of day. It's a painful kind of carving for a proud and stubborn soul. Hallelujah for the knife that makes the broken timber whole. I feel the iron digging deep into the twisted grain, a necessary sorrow and a holy kind of pain. He's sanding down the splinters of the fear and bitter doubt to let the hidden beauty of the heavy timber out. The dulcimer is playing out a sweet and quiet tune, while the sawdust scatters underneath the mountain moon. Oh, scrape away the bitter bark with the whittler's holy knife, cut away the rotten wood to find the inner light. The blade is sharp and steady and the shavings fall away, shaping up an instrument to see the light of day. It's a painful kind of carving for a proud and stubborn soul. Hallelujah for the knife that makes the broken timber whole. Whittle down the heavy pride, cut the bitter root, make the barren branch a place to bear the holy fruit. To bear the holy fruit, cut the bitter root, cut the bitter root, Oh, scrape away the bitter bark with the whittler's holy knife, cut away the rotten wood to find the inner life. The blade is sharp and steady and the shavings fall away, shaping up an instrument to see the light of day. It's a painful kind of carving for a proud and stubborn soul. Hallelujah for the knife that makes the broken timber whole. The widow's knife makes the broken timber whole.
Where the shadows never fall, I've been walking in the shadow of the heavy weeping pine,
And I've been carrying a sorrow that was never fully mine.
I hear the thunder rolling on the dark and jagged peak,
And the river's rushing heavy,
and the mountain wind is bleak. But we're holding to the promise of the bright morning star, and we know the gates of glory can't be very, very far. Oh, we're climbing up the mountain where the shadows never fall, listening to the shepherd when we hear his holy call. Leave the bitter weeping valley and the heavy rusted chain. We are stepping out of sorrow, we are stepping out of pain. Hallelujah, we are weary, but we're walking side by side. Gonna cross the swelling river, gonna cross the great divide. The rocks are cutting deep into the weary pilgrim's shoe, but the grace of the Almighty is making all things new.
I can see the lights of Zion shining through the winter fog,
Past the thicket and the briar and the heavy sinking bog. Take my hand, my fellow traveler, we will make it to the crest, where the heavy laden wanderers will finally find their rest. Oh, we're climbing up the mountain where the shadows never fall, listening to the shepherd when we hear his holy call. Leave the bitter weeping valley and the heavy rusted chain. We are stepping out of sorrow, we are stepping out of pain. Hallelujah, we are weary, but we're walking side by side. Gonna cross the swelling river, gonna cross the great divide. Don't you stumble in the darkness,
don't you wander from the light.
we will walk into the morning, we will leave behind the night.
Leave behind the night.
Walk into the light. Oh, we're climbing up the mountain where the shadows never fall, listening to the shepherd when we hear his holy call. Leave the bitter weeping valley and the heavy rusted chain. We are stepping out of sorrow, we are stepping out of pain. Hallelujah, we are weary, but we're walking side by side. Gonna cross the swelling river, gonna cross the great divide. Walking side by side across the great divide.
Gathered up the field stones from the frozen mountain dirt, a heavy kind of lifting that will make a shoulder hurt. The rocks were all uneven and the edges sharp and gray, a bitter kind of puzzle at the closing of the day. I mixed the sand and water in the bottom of the trough and waited for the maker just to scrape the ruin off. Oh, spread the heavy mortar with the mason's iron trowel, build a holy shelter from the winter and the howl. The stones are all misshapen and they do not want to fit, but the builder knows exactly where the broken pieces sit. He binds them all together with a strong and holy grace. Hallelujah for the building of the sacred mountain place. I placed the heavy cornerstone upon the solid bed, remembering the mercy and the words the master said. He takes the broken gravel and the ruined bitter stone to build a holy temple so we'll never be alone. The dulcimer is echoing, the scraping of the blade, a melody of comfort in the heavy mountain shade. Oh, spread the heavy mortar with the mason's iron trowel, build a holy shelter from the winter and the howl. The stones are all misshapen and they do not want to fit, but the builder knows exactly where the broken pieces sit. He binds them all together with a strong and holy grace. Hallelujah for the building of the sacred mountain place. Scrape it smooth, lay it firm, stack the heavy stone. You cannot build a kingdom in the holler all alone. Holler all alone. Stack the heavy stone. Spread the heavy mortar with the mason's iron trowel, build a holy shelter from the winter and the howl. The stones are all misshapen and they do not want to fit, but the builder knows exactly where the broken pieces sit. He binds them all together with a strong and holy grace. Hallelujah for the building of the sacred mountain place. The mason's iron trowel, the sacred mountain place. The mason's iron trowel, the sacred mountain place.